What is going on, Jets Nation? My name is Richie from Jets Media, and today I have a very special show for you guys. As you can tell from the thumbnail and the title, we got your favorite Jets content creators backstage, ready to come on here and recap this past season and, more importantly, preview of what's to come in the offseason. Because the one thing we can all agree as Jets fans is the offseason is unfortunately the best season to be a Jets fan. And I got to be honest, I'm sick and tired of saying that because I wish we were playing this weekend. But hey, maybe next year we're looking forward to a first-round bye, a wild card game. That's all I want as a Jets fan. That's what we all want. But I'm really excited to launch this video. We do this every single year. I try to get in all the Jets content creators for an end-of-season special. So with that being said, let's bring everybody in. But before we do that, folks, hit that thumbs up button. And more importantly, go down below in the description and subscribe to each and every single one of these great Jets content creators. We just went through a hell of a season to cover this New York Jets season. It would mean a lot to me, guys, if you can support all of their individual channels. They all do a great job covering the New York Jets. Now let's get into the business to bring everybody in. Let's go. The Jets world is colliding. Welcome, Matt, Green Bean, Kevin, Ian, Matt, Jake, and the Buffalo Jet fan, and there should be other people joining as well. Woo! It's good to see all you boys here on the channel. Matt, NYJ Matt, we'll start off with you, bro. How you doing?
Not bad, man. Thanks for having us. Mike is late, as always. I've known Mike since we were 10 years old, and Mike is, of course, late to the party, but he'll be here in a minute. But thanks for having us on.
Yeah, I'm excited to get Mike in here. Probably crack some jokes. That's what he does every single time he's on here to make me laugh. I absolutely love that. And speaking of making me laugh, Green Bean, what's up, dude? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here. This is fun. We've done this. I've been allowed in here a couple times, so I remember the good times. I'm excited cut it up with you guys. This is great.
Absolutely. Everyone's allowed. If anybody wants to join, just let me know. The link is open right now, folks. This isn't just a closed invitation. It's an open invitation for everybody. Kevin, what's up, bro? Welcome.
What's going on, man? I finally made it. Tyson's normally the celebrity around here, so glad to finally be on with you. Come a long way since training camp, though.
It's been a long way since training camp. Me and you really had a good training camp together. Going out there, I remember that, and now seeing where we're ended up, it's very disappointing. But hey, I'm excited to get into it with all you guys. The Buffalo Jet fan, what's good, bro? How you doing?
Dude, I just want to know if Boy Green and Nani are both in the green room waiting to duke it out at the end here. That's what I came for.
Yep.
Oh, I wish. That would be great. We got to get them both on here. Jake, what's up, dude?
I'm living the dream. I just want to know if Boy Green made sweet and passionate love to his fiance after the Jets went over the Patriots.
Oh, my God. This is already off to the best start you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Mr. Matt O'Leary.
I'm doing good, guy. I didn't know StreamYard could allow this many people in one spot. This is awesome.
Yeah, me neither. Hopefully whoever comes in next is allowed in. It's a little experimental, but we shall see. Ian from Jet Central, what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? Glad to be here. Pumped up.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. We're excited to have all you guys here. Folks, don't forget, all their YouTube channels is linked down below in the description. So please go support the Jets content creators on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way in. This season's over, folks. The Jets season's over. We got to close the book, and now we enter the offseason. And the offseason's already started. Apparently, Devontae Adams is already a Jet, if you guys didn't know that. He is already going to be wearing 17. Garrett Wilson's rocking that number 5. It's already a lock, apparently. But that is like the perfect way we can segue into the offseason, just to see Jets Twitter already make these edits and already making it a lock. But the first thing I want to talk about is actually my man NYJ Matt, because something special happened with him in the finale. Because this guy made an edit, a Key and Peele sketch of the 2023 New York Jets season in a nutshell. And we saw Sauce Gardner and Ashton Davis respond to it on Twitter. I don't know who else did. But not only did they respond to it on Twitter, Matt, they reenacted it on the field. How did that feel, Matt? Why don't you walk us through that?
That was crazy, but the year-end Key and Peele video is my favorite to make every year. I take way too much time trying to fit in who should go where. The Ashton Davis input there was a good one. People like that. And then when Sauce quote tweeted, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I usually wait till the end of the year to post it. And I said, you know what? End of the year, it gets crazy. Everyone's talking about, year-end comments. I'll throw it out that Wednesday. And I saw it happen live, and I was like, I don't know if I think I saw that. And then 15 people tweeted at me. And I'm like, all right, it happened. So it was pretty cool to have that moment. But the fact that the players were talking about and liked it, even though there's a few negative moments in there, like Dalvin Cook and Mecole Hardman got shade in there, it was overall a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to not only get recognition from them on Twitter, but more importantly on the field. That was awesome. So congrats to that. Good to see Jets players be kind of interactive with the fan base on Twitter. That's what I've grown to know, especially Sauce and those guys. So that was really awesome to see. Green Bean, I want to ask you a question, if I may. What was your favorite part of this season? Your favorite moment? Something that comes up, because there's just so many amazing moments, Green Bean. So many phenomenal moments. I'm sure you can't even think of one, but give me something that you will always remember from the 2023 season.
All right. All right. I won't be funny, and I'll just tell you that it goes all the way back to week 1. My favorite moment of the entire season was when our little tiny undrafted free agent wide receiver received a punt and decided to win the game against the Buffalo Bills on Monday night, basically pulling us from the doldrums of watching Aaron Rodgers go down. That exciting moment, we saw guys like Chaz Surratt making blocks, getting accused of tripping, which was complete horseshit. He was totally legal block. And the little Gippy, and then Saleh, who he has a get-back coach. I don't know if you guys know this. Saleh's get-back coach and Saleh were the first two dudes to greet him in the end zone. So the get-back coach not doing a good job. Another guy that we're slightly disappointed with on the coaching staff. But, yeah, that was the moment for me, man. And I've been waiting to meet it or exceed it all year. It hasn't done it. So that's my finest moment, week 1, game-ending punt return.
I mean, that is definitely a hard moment to top there. Kevin, any moment for you that tops that?
I hate to copy Green Bean, but it's the exact same moment, because that's really all we had. After Aaron Rodgers went down, I think we all knew deep down inside where the season was headed, even though they gave us a little bit of hope there at 4-3. So just, especially as a season ticket holder, that stadium environment, that opening night, that's everything we've been waiting for since moving to that piece of crap stadium. So, yeah, I mean, that's really the only moment we had. It was fun. You tried to enjoy it in the moment, but then once you woke up the next morning, you kind of knew where the season was headed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was so impressed and so just like caught off guard of how unbelievable the environment was at week 1 at MetLife Stadium. Like pregame, like I've never seen MetLife Stadium like that in my entire life. And it was phenomenal. And I may say my favorite moment, well, it's kind of sad moment, but this went viral on Twitter. When I asked the question to Twitter, was that handoff. You heard Green 19. Oh, it's Aaron Rodgers. Green 19's a hut. Hand off to Breece Hall. He goes for 25 yards. We're going to the Super Bowl. Like, that was the moment where we all thought as Jets fans, like, it's done. Off a torn ACL, this guy's getting 30 yards on his first carry? Are you kidding me? Oh, man. This is something that we, like, I don't think we'll ever experience something like this again with all that hype, just getting it ripped from us and then the disappointment that we said. But we're in a positive light. Sorry, I can't go down that road. Ian, is there any moment that tops that Xavier Gipson game winner for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, that was that week 1 matchup was crazy, but for me, it was the Eagles win. I mean, that was a game going in that literally nobody had us even competing in, and the Jets go out there and upset them, right? Like, it was incredible. I felt like right in that point in the season, I believe it was actually right before the trade deadline as well, and I think we were going into our bye. That moment kind of felt like this is it. This is where we really right the ship here. Solid. It seemed like everybody was on board, even though the offense wasn't really perking up. The defense was playing well. It just felt like we were at like an all-time high. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep it going. But yeah, for me, it was that Eagles game.
Yeah, and I think that Eagles game was kind of the first time where us Jets fans had the feeling of, wait, maybe we can do this without Aaron. Okay,
Yeah.
Aaron's
Yep.
down. It kind of gave us some justification because we're all like just hoping that we can figure out a way to get to the postseason without Aaron Rodgers ever since he went down. And I think that was that first taste of like, okay, maybe we can do it. And we saw what happened. But we do have, oh, someone was backstage, but he disappeared. Let's see if he joins back again. Matt O'Leary, is there anything that tops those two moments, the Eagles W and that Xavier Gibson game winner for you?
I would say all the Zach Wilson debates were my favorite.
There it is.
In all seriousness, I'm going to go to week 1, but a different moment in week 1. It was the Garrett Wilson insane touchdown catch. Just a unreal catch. And to pivot or just add on with what Green Bean was doing that night on the stream, him screaming into the camera, Garrett Wilson's a fucking animal. Garrett Wilson's a fucking animal with that in the background was just, it doesn't get any better than that. It was an absolutely picture perfect moment.
I love it. Yeah. All right, we have another person backstage ready to join us. Mr. Boy Green. What's up, man?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. What's the phrase? 4 or 5 is a party, 9's a friggin' hoot. All right, here we are, baby. All right, nice. There we go.
Wow, look at this.
Family Feud, baby. Here we go.
This is crazy.
Yeah, Brady Bunch. Yeah.
I think we're breaking records here. Honestly, Boy Green, I didn't think this through. And when I saw you backstage, I'm like, is Streamer going to allow Boy Green to join?
I don't even know. Okay.
But you're in, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Hopefully Mike can join when he joins in. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, Jake, your favorite moment of the season, this past season, man. What is it?
I think everyone kind of already said it. So I'll give a moment that wasn't actually on the field. The Hall of Fame weekend in Canton, being out there with all the Jet fans, and Klecko and Revis's Hall of Fame speech, just that whole weekend, that to me is when the vibes were as high as they could be, because nothing happened yet. There was optimism. You had Hard Knocks starting the next week, and then you had Klecko giving the shout out to the Jet fans in the middle of his speech with Fireman Ed leading the Jet chant. So I'll say that weekend, or Klecko's speech, pick whatever. That was incredible as far as like moments from the season. If we're not going to do the obvious ones, the Eagle win or the Gibson punt return or Garrett's catch, because I think that's definitely the best like on the field moment. But that whole weekend, as far as like how I felt as a Jet fan, man, that was as good as it got that weekend.
I love that, and that goes right into the offseason hype that we all had, because not only did we have Hard Knocks and everything, like that Hall of Fame game, the vibe around that was so awesome. We have another person backstage ready to join us.
Oh,
let's go, Mike. Welcome.
What's up, boys?
What's up, man?
Nice to see you.
Look at all this.
Look at this. We're breaking the StreamYard algorithm. I don't know. Like this is crazy. I don't think anybody can be fit, but we shall see. What's up, Mike? We're talking about our favorite moments from last season, so I'm going to put you right on the spot.
Yeah.
Because you didn't hear anybody else's. Your favorite moment from last year.
Dude, Tony Adams, Eagles pick. Best moment in person. After that, nothing really good happened. So that's tough. But, dude, the Xavier Gibson punt return is like, it's great, but it kind of got tainted by the Rodgers. Like 10 minutes later, pure joy. Salah's like, we fear the worst for Rodgers' Achilles.
It's true.
Tough. Oof. My train got delayed. Everyone on the train is like, is Rodgers going to retire? Should we get Taylor Heineke? I'm like, I just want to like, I want to be on this train.
Dude, I'll never forget.
Miserable.
Tough.
Buffalo, how about you, bro? What was your favorite moment?
I echo you, Ricky. When the crowd went Brees and he galloped for 40 yards out the gate, I was like, we're gonna boat race this team. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. But even before that, the first Buffalo got the ball first, and that first 3 and out was probably the loudest I've ever heard. It might be the loudest any building's ever, any stadium's been in the regular season this year. So that was great to see. But yeah, not to repeat anyone else's, but for the brief, what was it, like 6 minutes between kickoff and Rodgers' injury was probably the highlight.
Yeah, I mean, the sad thing about this question is there's only 2 or 3 good moments to choose from. So we're all just recycling the same moments. That's how sad this season was. But Boy Green, you're the last one to answer the question. Your favorite moment. I actually have a moment that might be different from everyone's that I'll say. But what's yours?
Okay. Beating the New England Patriots, baby, for the first time in whatever it was, 8 years, and the first time in Foxborough in the regular season since Brett Favre was our quarterback. I don't know if anyone said that I missed some of it coming in and out, but come on, beating the New England Patriots. And a lot of people go, what? But the way they beat them I don't give a flying hoot. Now we don't got to talk about it anymore. It's over. And now the Jets can open their own can of whoop ass and open up a streak against the Patriots. Sweep them next season, 3-0. Okay. Then we're like, ha, ha, ha. How about now, bastards? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm.
We got the monkey off our back. I feel you, boy Green. I feel you. Now, I might have to say my favorite part of the season wasn't even during the season, and it's probably one of my favorite parts like every single year because there's nothing but just pure hype, nothing but pure joy, and just pure just like Jets fans together, and that's training camp. And it's sad I'm saying this because I wish I could say something from the season. I'm not really going like this about this, but there's nothing like Jets training camp. If you guys have been there, it's just nothing but the weather's great, fans are together. We're seeing Aaron Rodgers walk out there. We're losing our minds. We're like, oh my God, he's a Jet. Not only just that, we see the competition of Sauce and Garrett going after each other. We get to watch Hard Knocks on Tuesday. We get to watch One Jets Drive, like back to back. Like that time of August for me as a Jets fan was phenomenal. Like I tried to go to every single training camp, even went to Charlotte for it to get rained out, which was a miserable experience. But hey, I'm not complaining. Training camp was definitely fun, and I'm excited for it all over again in August. But let's pivot into this upcoming off season because we could all agree as Jets fans that unfortunately this is the best season. And that's because we don't win during the season. But before we get into the offseason, I actually want to get through some super chats. Thank you guys so much for the donations. We appreciate it. Shout out to the GQ Santa. Green Bean. Look at that.
Nice. That's right. Santa Claus.
Silver Fox.
Silver Fox. That's even better. I like that.
Jake, Matt, share the headline I sent you guys. Uh-oh. What is V-Man? What is V-Man sending you guys? I can only imagine.
V-Man, the #1 Patriots hater on planet Earth, sent DM saying Bill Belichick is practically begging to keep his job with the Patriots. It's a Boston Globe article.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Can you imagine that image? Bill Belichick begging to Robert Kraft, please? Wow, that's weird to think about.
Be great. That was true.
James at the $10, a great caller of the Jets Media Podcast. How do I get involved in this? James, we appreciate you, bro. Maybe you'll be involved in it. Unfortunately, you can see that we're like maxed right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it's possible to add another person, but we'll try. Mitt Flair with the generous $20. Thank you so much, Mitt Flair. We appreciate that. This is a hell of a group right here. It's our time now, boys. Off-season champs. Oh, that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm so sick of saying off-season champs, but it's so true. It really is.
Every year.
Every year. Mitt Flair, thank you so much for the donation, my man. Julian says, you guys are awesome. Great content from all of you. Can't wait for the next season. Go Jets. Thank you, Julian. We appreciate that, my friend. Tony, primetime, where is Legend and Tyson?
Probably somewhere in the bag.
Thank you, Tony. MO. And then Jimmy says, we will be back, Jets Nation 24 Revenge Tour. Yes. Now that goes right into the next topic, which is the offseason. Now, there's a lot of different moves that's going into this offseason. The first thing I want to talk about with you guys is I feel like a lot of Jets fans are on the same wavelength right now where we kind of learned something about this team and just how to be a fan last year. And I don't want to speak for you guys, but for me, we've never experienced more hype we've ever had in an offseason ever since last year. And a lot of it wasn't just from, and the difference is from other seasons, is it wasn't hype internally amongst the Jets fans, amongst the Jets creators, amongst Jets Twitter, among wherever inside Jets world. It was a national hype. It went to Hard Knocks. You turn on ESPN, you turn on NFL Network, they're talking about the Jets going to the Super Bowl. So like it kind of like poisoned our brains to the point where like, oh my God, the Jets are actually going to be good this year. It's finally coming to fruition. We're used to being the underdogs. And then all that hype built this up just for it to get ripped out of our hearts in 4 snaps. So like I'm going into this offseason with a different mindset. I really am. I don't want to get excited all over again just to be disappointed. So can somebody rationalize? Who wants to speak first? Raise your hand. Is there something that you're speaking to Jets fans right now? What is there to be optimistic for in this upcoming season?
Richie, don't give up, dude. Richie, for the same, for once,
I'm Mr. Optimistic and I'm broken. I'm breaking by the minute here with this team.
It hurts me, Richie, to hear you like this. But dude, for the same reasons we were excited about last year, we should be excited about this year, and then more, because now you have the resources to fix the 4 or 5 holes that were left over last year. You just need like 3 offensive linemen, which sounds like a lot, a receiver, a backup quarterback, a fat defensive tackle. You need really 4 guys. And you have $40 million in cap. You have a top 10 pick, the 10th pick. You can't figure it out. And listen, for all the Joe Douglas, I was very upset with Joe Douglas this year, especially you don't go get a veteran quarterback. But despite that, the reason why this roster only has really 4 main holes is because he did a pretty good job with the rest of the roster. So he put himself in the position that your whole defense is set. You have Garrett, you have Brees, you have Rodgers. Figure out those last 4 spots. I think, Richie, that we're going to be top 10 Super Bowl odds to start the season if we do normal things in the offseason. Feeling good. That's it. We were pumped up last year. We all talk about how exciting the Brees run was, all this stuff, the 66 minutes between the friggin' national anthem. It's all going to happen again, but now we were going to have more guys, and we're going to beat everybody. Come on.
Yeah, especially because Joe Douglas did say he's going to reflect. That's very important.
That's an important part of the process. Yeah,
it is.
Reflection.
Key.
He's like a pool. Yeah.
Ian, what are you going to say?
Yeah, no, off of Mike's point, I think like another cool thing too is like it really seems like there's that sense of urgency too. Like Douglas doesn't have 3 more years to just kind of do whatever he wants. Like the fire's there, the intensity needs to be there. So I feel like the pressure to maybe make moves, make improvements is 100% real. It might push Douglas over the edge in certain categories to, go get that trade done, go, maybe sign that free agent that in other years we might not really go for because, whatever the case is. But I think this year, because there's so much pressure riding on these guys, that we'll see some pretty exciting stuff.
I like that.
And plus, I just want to throw in that we have to get broken down, Richie. You need to be beaten and thrown to the ground and think it's over and get pissed on and yelled at and everything else before we can rise back up, and bring it all back together. So I think that's what it is. And for Jet fans, we're in the middle of this 13-year playoff drought. Like every year it's been worse and worse and worse. Like there has never been a run, and we all know this painfully. There's never been a run in entire Jets franchise history where they've missed the playoffs in 13 consecutive years. Like this is the worst time ever right now. And that's going to make it all worth it when we're hoisting the friggin' Lombardi and pelvic thrusting in people's faces. Yes. Come on, baby.
All right. I mean, you don't got to sell me. Now I'm convinced. NYJ Matt, I want to hear from you. What's your level of optimism heading into this year after what we witnessed last year?
I feel pretty good. And Mike's rant there is every FaceTime we've had since Rodgers got hurt in week 1, right? Like every day we'll FaceTime, have the same conversation. But you have a clear path forward. You have the clear needs. Like Mike said, 2 to 3 offensive linemen, get a veteran backup quarterback. And I think I'm curious to hear from all of you the blame chart between Saleh and Douglas, because I do look at 2023, and as bad as I think Saleh did in game management, I blame Douglas more for what occurred, because I really think if you get that veteran quarterback, we could be in the playoffs right now, or at least had more meaningful games down the stretch. So
Rodgers would have came back, Matt. Yeah, you just have to not be 5-9.
And I think that falls more on Douglas, because I can again, Twitter hates Saleh right now. I get it. His fingerprints are on a top 5 defense, and his faults are really in game management and not being flexible. So I don't know how you guys feel, but I put more on 2023 for Douglas.
Does anybody think it's more on Saleh to press with Matt?
I think it's straight down the middle.
Shy.
I mean, I think. Did you ask somebody to speak? I'm sorry. Did you say
I asked
Matt?
anyone to speak, and you, Green Bean, you stepped up.
I took
Love
it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's down the middle. I agree. Like when Saleh was saying Zach gives us the best chance to win, and everybody was calling him like a Zach apologist, and he's a Zach lover, and what does he see? We talked about it then. What I was hearing was, I don't have anybody else, man. He gives us the best chance to win. Have you seen Tim Boyle? Look at this kid. So I think, Saleh was definitely hamstrung. We went into the season with, depending on 2 injured tackles, right? We had AVT, who hasn't played a full season. He played 16 games in 21, but didn't complete every game. So AVT is, he's great and all, but he's question mark. And then we got the likes of Billy Turner and Max Mitchell and Tippmann and McGovern, and Laken Tomlinson had a rough year the year before. So we went into the season. We really had like somewhat of a lackadaisical approach to the offensive line. I mean, I know everybody was really, really psyched about the signing of Wes Schweitzer, but that's not enough. It's just not enough. And then, like was said, the backup quarterback thing. So, and then the wide receiver thing. I mean, dude, guys, we have 3 undrafted free agent wide receivers, 2 of which are rookies on our 53. So there's a lot to be said there. At the same time, when I watched the All 22, I watched it every week up until about maybe 5 weeks ago. And then I would become physically ill. I just can't. I physically can't do it.
Literally same.
So, yeah, right. It's like, why am I doing this to myself? You know? So, but I think that there was a lot to be said for the opportunities that we missed, whether it's game management, whether it's personnel, whether it's our offensive coordinator finally realizing that our running back could be, wow, this guy, we could throw passes to him. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that till the Giants game. This is really exciting. Like those kinds of things. So not just Saleh, but it's like the coaching staff, particularly offensively, but Saleh's got to, kind of stick his nose in the offensive side, I think.
Yeah,
And I think it's becoming apparent that he might not know how to. And that's a concern.
Absolutely. I think, when we hired Robert Saleh, we were excited about him being that quote unquote CEO type of coach. And that's the type of coach I always wanted, to be a leader of men, a leader of all 3 phases of the ball. And that offense, man. I mean, obviously the blame goes to Hackett, but more importantly, it's Saleh is the one who hired Hackett, and we need Saleh to get more hands on there. And Ian, I want to ask you this because I know you got to get out of here at 5:30. What's your level of optimism in Robert Saleh and his coaching staff? Because they're all coming back. We heard not only is Saleh coming back and Hackett and Ulbrich, we already knew that, but even the offensive line coordinator and Todd Downing and Keith Carter. So what's your thoughts of the coaching staff and your level of optimism heading into this season?
To be honest with you, man, like I thought a move was going to be made, whether it was with Keith Carter or Todd Downing or something like that. But it's not looking like that's the case, right? Like you alluded to. I'm hoping at this point we add somebody like an offensive consultant or somebody like an external third-party coach that has no ties to the Jets. He has no stock in the franchise, right? So he can come in, look at the offense objectively and say, no, this needs to change. This was horrible. This was really good. We can continue to lean into this direction. And take your pick on whatever offensive coach is out there. Maybe it was somebody who was just fired. But I think no negatives could really come from that unless, we're talking about like hurting Hackett's ego or something. But if that's not the case, right, and the Jets just don't do a single thing, we don't add any coaches or we don't subtract any coaches, and it's just this unit, rolling it back for next year, I got to say I'm not the most, I'm not super excited about that, but I definitely don't think we have the worst situation in the NFL. At the end of the day, we do have a great defense and a great special teams unit. You got to think with Rodgers coming back, improvements on the offensive line, another draft class into the roster, more free agents that we're going to look a little bit more polished, as well as some of the younger guys getting more accustomed to Hackett's system. So, I'm hoping for the best. But at this point in time, like I'm not, looking at like Baltimore or Kansas City or Pittsburgh or Buffalo saying, thank God we have Saleh. Because, I would take him over, whoever it may be, Tomlin, Harbaugh, Reed, McDaniel, McDermott. Like there's Stefanski. There's so many coaches out there. Zach Taylor. It's just all in the games. So about 50-50 for me.
I feel you. And I feel like Jets fans are on that same wavelength. And it's frustrating because I wanted to really believe in Saleh. I've loved him when we hired him, and I just wanted this season to just prove to me that he is the guy for the future. But I just can't say that with a straight face. He's still got a lot of proving to do in my eyes. And Ian, I know that you said you had to get out of here at 5:30, so I'll let you get out. Thank you so much for taking time, my man. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, no, thanks for the invite. This was super cool. I wish I could stay longer. But yeah, I mean, whenever you guys want to do something, hit me up. I'm always down, always free. And yeah, thanks so much. And as always, go Jets.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Ian. Everyone go subscribe to Jet Central.
Thanks,
Peace, guys.
Ian needs a beard, and Matt needs to get some more scruff there too. That's what I'm noticing. Analyzing the room. We need some more Brutus beefcake. What's that?
You like half of it off.
Yeah, I can share. I guess.
Cut half of it off.
This is the new thing. All right, let's pivot. Because we got a big offseason coming up, and I want some bold predictions from you guys. So we're going to fire around, quick around the horn. Give me a bold prediction, whether it's a big free agent acquisition, a big trade, maybe it's a draft move, someone particular that we're drafting at 10 that kind of no one's talking about, maybe trading up in the draft, trading back in the draft, a big blockbuster trade. Somebody give me something big that no one's really expecting, because the way I'm going into the offseason right now is expecting the unexpected. So, Jake, I want to start off with you. Give us a bold prediction about this offseason.
The Jets' permanent jerseys will be the legacy ones. Dun,
Hey.
dun.
What a start. What a start.
Do that.
I think that's going to happen, man. I'm excited. I'm getting that Garrett Wilson number 5 jersey right away.
The current jerseys had to have the worst run ever of like any uniform in sports history. That's really sad.
The saddest part about it is I remember when we got the new uniforms, I'm like, come on, I want to remember these uniforms and like as winning.
Yeah.
Like this is the winning uniforms.
The only like winning streak we had is with the ugliest version too, with the white and the white shirt, black pants. That's not even like the right uniform. So
sad. Buffalo, give us a bold prediction of the offseason. What move do you see happening?
I think Bryce Huff is tagged and traded. Unfortunately, I think the Bryce Huff days as a Jet were done once Will McDonald's name was called. So I know there's another trade of a guy coming in that someone will probably take next. That'll make us feel better. But unfortunately, our beloved Bryce Huff, I do think he will be traded.
It's a shame. Sad.
I feel you. That's
what
the
are we getting
thing
for him, though? That's the question.
Oh, Montez Sweat went for a second.
Tag and trade. I mean, I'd rather get something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if they let him walk, do we get a pick in return?
We got a
Comp pick in the future, but nothing this year. No.
Yeah, like a 3rd round pick in the future. That's not enough.
No,
Man,
crap.
That sucks. Boy Green, give us a bold prediction.
Okay, it's going to piss people off. We're getting Devontae Adams, and we're getting him for a half-eaten bag of Doritos. That's what's happening. We're going to somehow Jedi mind trick the Raiders into sending us Devontae Adams for like a half-eaten Snickers bar. That's what's going to happen. Yeah.
You're right. That did piss me off.
So many Jet fans, they're like, so they either, if they don't agree with the trade, they say like, like what's going to happen is Devontae's over the hill, so as soon as he comes here, he's going to suck or something. Like, no, again, it's complicated because there's no way in hell I'm giving up a top 10 pick for Devontae Adams. There's no planet, and I'm not, and there's no 2nd round pick to give up. So then you have to just get really creative to find a way to pull it off.
I mean, the only thing I'll press back is I asked for a bold prediction. That's already a lock, Boy Green. Come on.
Oh, well, the lock. Okay. All right. Juicy. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Mike, give us a bold prediction of the offseason.
My bold prediction is that there's not going to be anything weird, and Joe Douglas is just going to fill these 4 spots with normal people, and we're going to win 12 games. Because he didn't do it last year. You need 4 things: 3 offensive linemen, 1 receiver, which I hope is Devontae Adams. I agree. I think the compensation for Adams, the projected compensation, is a little bit more. People are overinflating that. Like, the guy's 32, he's got a big contract. I think it'll be doable to get him. So, and he clearly wants to probably play with Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. So I think everything's going to go according to plan. It's going to be a normal, simple offseason. You draft a tackle with the 10th pick, you get 2 other offensive linemen, and you trade for Devontae Adams, and we go kill everybody.
Please, bro, please.
Matt
O'Leary, how about you, man?
There were a lot of good ones taken, so I'll go a little off the board. But I'll say Olu Fashanu falls to pick 10 because people are moving up to get quarterbacks.
Nice.
Is that your draft crush, Matt?
I mean, no, but I would love it. I mean, I like
you
it.
Have one yet?
Joe Alt, really, but that's just way too unrealistic.
Yeah. Sorry, Commanders, Patriots.
No good, but Fashanu falls to 10 is my hot take.
I'll take that. I'll sign up for that. Nice. Yeah.
How about you, Kevin?
Buffalo stole my Bryce Huff prediction, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers will both be New York Jets.
Oh, wow. Spicy. Okay.
Yes.
My gosh.
Better sign
Put
15
all your
offensive
free agent
linemen.
dollars into figuring out the offensive line, trade whatever you need to as far as future draft picks to get Devontae. And when Brock Bowers is sitting there at pick 10, there you go.
That's
Wow.
fine.
I would love that, but the one thing I have to wonder is what this offensive line is going to look like, right?
Doesn't matter. Do the Colts formation when they did that fake punt and just put one on.
There you go.
It doesn't matter, he said.
Is Jake Hansen dead to you, Richie? Come on.
Great.
What did Roger Saffold do to the Jets that he couldn't play a game? And they're starting every other right guard in the world.
Oh
He
my
must have
gosh.
been like a disaster.
How about you, Green Bean? Bold prediction.
All right. First, I got a 1 and a 1B, right? Or 1A. I skipped 1A. So first, the Jets are going to go young at left tackle and drop 9 years, just under 9 years from our season beginning starting left tackle, and go get the 31-year-old Trent Brown from the Patriots. We're going to steal Trent Brown, and we're going to put him back at left side. Then we're going to draft Fuaga, which is going to be great for our offensive line. Carter Warren will re-sign Becton as a kind of a depth piece. Let him think he's going to compete for 2.3 mil. And then what we're going to do when we do the Bryce Huff trade, we'll have a second. We're going to parlay that with a fourth, jump back up into the back end of the first, because we just can't take it that McConkey is sitting there for us. And that's the wide receiver for the Jets. We want McConkey. So that's what I see. All of that to the letter will happen.
I like that.
Wow.
You got 700 pounds of left tackles.
Fuck yeah, I do.
That's a full plan. I like that.
What we need.
We're going to come back to this moment of this show to see if Green Bean was right, because he's confident, and I love his confidence. How about you, Matt? NYJ Matt, that is.
Mine's a combination of O'Leary and Green Bean. In 2021, Douglas trades up, gets his guy in AVT. 2022 trades up, gets his guy in Jermaine Johnson, and even wanted to trade back up for Breece Hall. 2023, they trade down in the Rodgers trade, and Broderick Jones goes at 14. Now, rumors that they weren't going to take Broderick Jones, I don't know if that's true. Douglas needs to get his guy, needs to get his tackle. So if Olu falls to 8 to the Falcons, or 7 if he can jump up, I think Douglas makes a trade, gives a future 3 and a 4, whatever it might be, to move up 2 spots and to take Olu the tackle from Penn State. Because I do think Alt will go top 5. So I think that's the bold prediction. He needs to get a tackle at 10. And if he can't get one, he's going to move up to 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different scenarios. I like that one. I think that Joe Douglas has proven to be extremely aggressive in the draft, whether if he really, really loves someone, he's going to move up and get someone, or he's not afraid to get back. And now that we don't have a second-round pick, I could see us trading back. Definitely don't rule out them trading up either as well. Now, I said we're in the offseason talk, but I do want to go back into recapping this season, because I want to talk about your guys' players that deserves more love based off of their 2023 season that we can look forward into this upcoming season as well. Before that, let's get into some more super chats, because we got quite a few. Dallas James Santana says, my favorite part of the season was meeting Richie at Jets Media Day. Hey, I appreciate that, my man. Hopefully you're coming through to this year, and I appreciate that big time. Thank you for the super chat and the support on the channel as always. Michael says, look at this. All the best sports content creators on YouTube. Let's freaking go Jets 2024. Now, I may be biased here, but the Jets have the best content creators out of any NFL team.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Because
Truth.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I've been expanding and like getting into all different NFL content creators, and it's just not the same. Like, it's just like there's so many of us. Look at us all right here. Like, I'm very fortunate that we have this community of all coming together and supporting our team. It's quite awesome. This is why I want to organize this, to get everyone together. Because you guys,
we all wear the scars of the last 13 years. That's why.
Yeah, and that's another thing, Kevin, is I don't know if anybody was creating content in 2010, but I don't think any of us has witnessed a winning season, and we're still doing this as creators. And we still got people tuning in because we're all rabid, lunatic fans of this team. Losing builds character. Losing builds character, right?
It better.
M. King for the $5. Thanks for all the great Jets content. Make it easier dealing with Jets fandom. You guys rock. Jets 2024. Thank you so much, M. King. We appreciate that,
Very
my
nice.
friend. Dame says, nice to see all of you in the same room. Hashtag gangrene. Yeah, Dame. Appreciate
Everybody's
you,
in my apartment.
Yeah.
That's next.
Cozy.
Yeah.
That's next. We're going to get a in-person type of meetup somehow, a live
do it.
show. I'm going to manifest that. Nabby, it's an absolute disgrace. The Jets are bringing back Keith Carter and Downing. This is the only franchise with this much arrogance and lack of accountability. So this is where a lot of Jets fans are getting pissed off, because not only are some fans upset about Saleh coming back and Hackett coming back, but now even the positional coaches are coming back, and people are upset about that. Does anybody like agree with bringing them back on this panel?
Ugh.
Well, the only thing I'll say is that for the offensive players, you know, some continuity, like letting someone take their lumps and kind of go through the mistakes. I can see the logic behind that idea. I don't agree with it. I thought that Keith Carter was at minimum going to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yep.
You know, we wanted blood. You got to give us blood. Keith Carter's blood would have done nicely. We would have accepted that. But I think that like they're just trying to build, and it's hard to build when you keep starting over.
To Green Bean's point, the Jets, again, were top 10 Super Bowl odds. Start the year. They're probably going to be next year. That was Woody's point. I get it. But, right, they could have just fired Keith Carter. We'd be like, all right, make us feel a little better.
And I would just say
It's like
that,
the fans want.
since we're, running it back anyway, it's somewhat inconsequential to shove that one guy off the boat. At the end of the day, if they're running it back and this thing flops, everyone's getting their head chopped off. So, you know what? Fine. If they want to keep them all together and continuity and stuff of that nature, then why not? Run it all back if you're just going to run it back, I guess.
Well, they should add to the staff then in that case. And I'm with
Sure,
you.
we'll see if they do. Yeah.
They should add give Bruce Arians a blank check to be a senior level offensive assistant for Hackett, or hire the
offensive coordinator.
The Saints are about to hire John Gruden. Like, why can't the Jets do that, or hire Jay Gruden, or call Frank Reich and bring someone in that knows their ass from their chin and can help Hackett?
Yeah,
but we already have Calabrese.
Ah, of course.
Or does Aaron Rodgers do that for next year?
Does John Gruden have another brother not named Jay? Is there someone else? Is there a third Gruden brother?
He probably doesn't know them anyway.
Oh my gosh. Jet It Out says, what do we do with Langston Tomlinson? His contract makes me make things difficult, and our run defense was bad. I would like another linebacker and safety good on run. Nice seeing all you guys at once. Jet up. Thank you, Jet It Out. I appreciate that. Now, the one thing about Langston Tomlinson, which I find interesting, is he's the only guy that can stay healthy. But you know what I mean? So, like, what do we do with Tomlinson? Is he our left guard next year or no?
You got to keep him, because like, how many different who was it? Whose plan was it? The 12 different offensive linemen we're bringing in. Like, at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do. And I think it's the same thing we kind of said with Connor McGovern. If you put better players around him, his game will rise. If Lakin is the weakest link on the line, he's just always available. A better left tackle and consistency from Joe Tippmann being on the field will only help him be better. So someone's got to be the weakest link, and you can't create another hole. I think you have to bring Lakin back. Hopefully he takes a pay cut, maybe, but I think he's coming back.
If he's the one that's being elevated, it's hard to pay him $14 million, but that's the durability is a fact. So.
Yeah, and I feel like creating another hole is something that this offensive line just doesn't need. I mean, like,
but he is the hole. The hole's there with him playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
So, and he's going to set the record. He set the record for most pressures allowed by a guard in NFL history. So the $8 million you could save by cutting him, you could get a better guard. Like Nate Herbig was better than him. So the hole is already there. It's a sunk cost. I would move on.
I'm with Buffalo. I move on.
Good point.
That's a good point.
I'd rather bring back Becton, if anything, but we probably won't start anyway.
Wait, what about this, though? What if they bring in Roger Saffold to save the offensive line?
That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
He might
like
just
that.
call Salah cheating on his wife or something, because there's no reason. Or I guess it would be the opposite. Then he would have
Ryan
to
Khalil out of retirement again.
And then he defended it. He said it wasn't a mistake when one of the reporters said, whoa, Roger Saffold, that really didn't work out. He's like, well, I wouldn't say it didn't work out. We were bringing in depth for the practice squad. He filled the role he brought in. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's why he was here.
If AVT is making a permanent move to tackle, does that change your stance on Tomlinson at all, or no?
It's interesting.
I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, we heard AVT is going to be at one position. We just don't know which that is, and that is a good question.
That quote didn't really make sense, right? That he got hurt because they're moving him around. I guess he's doing other stuff, but you're just playing football, like blocking a dude. Like, you're just standing in the world. Like, blocking. It doesn't matter if you're playing like right tackle or right
I'm not
guard.
an offensive line guru, but stressing different parts of your body being in different positions. I mean, that's been the criticism, I guess, but I don't know. I think it would just be better, though, for him, AVT would contract his NFL future if he was at one position instead of being herky-jerky. So, I can't really speak to the sports medical side of it. But
I hope he plays one spot, locks it down, plays 17 games. But
the only thing that they're looking at is his rookie season. He played left guard and he was healthy, and then year two he was all over the place, got hurt, and then year 3, he played 2 positions, got hurt. So that's like their sample size.
It makes I get where they're, but it's
That's right.
It's
Like, that's
you
what
know,
they're
like if
basing it off of.
Rodgers tore his Achilles like jogging in practice or like in a game.
Dom
he just-
C, looky here, a room full of legends. Well, Dom
Oh,
C, you're a
Dom.
legend as well. We appreciate that.
nice.
And I kind of want to say this now because I didn't want to jinx anything now that the season's over. What's with the offense with the injury bug, but the defense, and I'm not complaining, but they are like fairly always healthy.
Richie, my biggest fear, dude. Because the last couple years
I didn't say it during the season for a reason, Mike.
You wasted 2 years of perfectly healthy, great defense, and now we're so fucked.
Right? We had 2 straight years of listen, Al Woods went down for the season, so it wasn't like perfect, but
Chuck
like
Clark,
our
yeah.
core guys.
Quentin Jefferson went down, yeah.
But like our core most important players on defense was healthy every single game. And then on
Dude,
offense, it's just,
remember the Jaguars game last year? Quinnen, it looked like he like tore his ACL or something early on in that game, and he was okay.
He came back in.
Yeah,
that was sad.
That was the last real big scare. I don't like it. Next year,
Part of it speaks to rotation, though. I think the defensive line rotation was something I criticized early on of not getting your best guys on the field, but it has proven to keep them healthy.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true. Neil says, last 6 Super Bowl quarterbacks, Brady, Stafford, Mahomes, Brady, and Manning. Rodgers is the man. He will be here for the next 2 years. OC, GM, and play caller, as well as recruiter. 24-25 will hoist the trophy. Let's go. It's honestly awesome that there's still Jets fans that's believing this because I need that. I need that from you guys.
We'll run through my wall. It's awesome.
Let's go. It's going to happen. Please. Neil, thank you so much. And then the final super chat says, we have a problem at O-line coach. I bet Saffold and Carter had it out, and he just asked for release.
Could have happened.
Saffold, great Jet. One of the greatest Jets we've had. Now,
for the practice squad, we needed depth there. They weren't. They just were thin. The practice squad was thin, so we brought it in. So it was really
in 5 years he'll be back at MetLife as Jet legend. Watch.
Yeah, fucking Ring of Honor.
And autographs, nice.
He'll make the Ring of Honor before Mo Lewis.
Oh my
I really should be on the Ring of Honor.
Hell yeah, he should.
A good point. 10 sacks, 5 picks, most.
All right, so
Only
we're
Jet to do
gonna
that?
play a game here,
I think.
and I guess the people that whoever goes first has the advantage, but we can't say the same player. Okay, who is a Jets player that deserves more love from this past season? Right. So I think there's a lot, and I feel like there's some players that played well that did get the credit that they deserved, and you can also mention them because there's a lot of us here. But if there's someone that comes to mind that had a good season that deserves to get praise and deserves to, whether even if he's a pending free agent or not, someone to look forward to build around and be excited for in the next season. So NYJ Matt, you have the first pick.
I don't want to go with an obvious one, but Michael Carter II, just every single time he's on the field, even when he gives up a catch, he's within 1 centimeter of the guy who's catching it. So I'll take Michael Carter II on my team any day of the week. I hope they extend him whenever they can, early and often. So if he has another great year, they don't have to pay him a ridiculous year-end salary like they're going to have to with Huff, and Huff is likely going to leave now. So get to Carter early, get to him often. Probably an easier chalk pick going first, but I can't say enough for how damn of a good year he's had and how good of a career he's had so far.
Yeah, I think this is where they got to extend him this offseason because he's entering the final year of his contract. So they got to lock him up. And then DJ Reed's another player that you might have to lock up. He's entering the last year of his contract, whether you want to restructure it, push him years down the line. We got to keep those 3 corners together.
Yep.
And chat, please let us know your favorite players that you feel like deserves a lot of praise based off of this past season. Green Bean, you got the second pick.
Ashton Davis, everybody. I think it's time.
Nice.
I think it's time for Ashton Davis to get some consideration for being a full-time player on the New York Jets. And then just as a little extra from the 2020 draft class, let's throw some love for Bryce Hall. He keeps getting relegated to the first man out of the active list. And whenever he comes in, he seems to do some nice stuff. Don't forget, there was a game where Sauce and DJ Reed were out, and Bryce Hall was kind of the man, and he did pretty damn good in that game. So yeah, a little love for the 2020 draft class.
Craig James also.
Is anybody blocked by
Tay
Ashton Davis on Twitter?
Yeah.
I'm blocked by Ashton Davis on Twitter, and he still quote tweeted my year-end recap. I don't know why I got blocked, but I think one day.
I don't think I've said anything mean about Ashton Davis either. You hate him, always, Matt.
I used to not like Ashton Davis, and then
me.
he
you.
blocked you because of me. That could be it.
100%.
That's hilarious. Well, glad at least he responded to the video, so that means you're all good with him now.
Yep.
Kevin, you got the third pick. Who's your guy?
I'll go with an obvious one, Quincy Williams. Just the leap that he made, after his first 2 years to this year, the improvement that he made in pass coverage, getting voted team MVP. I think that speaks volumes about how he's viewed in the locker room as well. And that's just another young core player that you got for that defense going forward.
And my favorite part about Quincy Williams, Kevin, and that's a great answer, is how rare is it for the Jets to have a contract in their favor, right? Like we gave him that extension last year, and it's 3 years, right? 2 years now heading into this season. And you look back at that contract, it's a complete underpay. Like it's rare for us to kind of like have someone we take care of and we bring him back for another a couple seasons, and then they ball out and they're like, wow, we got this guy for a bargain. That's never the Jets, so that feels good.
If he was a free agent after this year, he's probably making double what he got.
Oh, yeah, 110%. That's why I wanted to bring him back. And how about the coverage, too? Like, that was the one piece of his development that he needed to, and that's really, really why he's special. Hopefully he is at least an all-pro since he wasn't a Pro Bowler. Matt O'Leary, who's up on your list at pick number 4?
A lot of great answers so far. I'm going to go John Franklin Myers. I feel like he's still underrated even all these years later. Just good, he's never going to put up these gaudy numbers, but just solid, going to get you 50 pressures every year, be around, make plays in the run game, play him inside, play him outside. I still think he's underappreciated.
Yeah, that is a good answer. He's just like chilling. Like he just so quietly just does his job. I feel like JFM, his ability to be inside and outside and just opened up Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams opens up JFM, that is. And I feel like his ability to be good in the run game and the pass game. And he's just been like a consistent Jet, healthy, a good person, good character. So I like that answer, Matt. JFM. I always thought he was underrated.
He cut out the annoying roughing the passer penalties too. Which one of them was on him last year. The Patriots one with the Michael Carter pick we don't talk about.
No.
But,
oh my God.
That's the worst. That changed everything. But
everything.
Jake, you're up next. You have the 5th pick in this draft. Who are you taking?
Some good ones here. Very good ones. I'm going to say Tony Adams, though. Undrafted free agent.
That's my guy.
I thought he got better as the year went on. I mean, 2 of the biggest plays of the season he was involved in. The Hurts interception was huge. And then, honestly, they very well could have lost that game against New England if Tony Adams doesn't make the play in the end zone on the one drive New England had where they almost scored. To me, he's just solid, man. He had a nice season. Like he's not a liability. Like I don't know if he's a superstar, but I think he's a guy that's an improving player. And say whatever you want about the Jets coaching staff. As far as their defensive staff goes, when they tout a player and they talk about a guy getting better and developing, like we all were just like told Tony Adams is the starting safety because the Jets love him. Well, they proved to be right. They were vindicated with how he played. He earned the opportunity. So when it comes to offensive players, that's a different story. But the defensive staff did a really good job. And Adams is another really nice find for them as a UDFA.
It really is unreal how the offensive coaching staff, all we do is shit on them. And we obviously reasonably so, right? But the defensive coaching staff is so spectacular. Like even the position coaches, like everything about that defense in terms of that side of the ball has been just phenomenal going into year 3. So I love that answer because I think Tony Adams is honestly one of my favorite Jets because his ability to be that starting free safety long-term, I think is really there. I think he proved himself to be the starter next year. Unless the Jets get aggressive and upgrade that position, he'd be more depth piece. But I do like that answer. I love Tony Adams. Buffalo, how about you, bro? You're next up in this draft.
I would say Tyler Conklin. I think that he has been maybe one of Joe Douglas's best offensive signings. And obviously, if you look at his production through the lens of bad offensive coordinating, offensive line play, quarterback play, and over the past 2 years, he's top 8 in receptions among tight ends, and he's durable. He's a really good blocker for his size. His hands are reliable. I think he's a really good dude. Seems like a really good teammate. Is more than willing to interact with fans. He's buddies on a first name basis with Boy Green. So Tyler Conklin, him and DJ Reed are guys that I would look at extending. Tyler Conklin, 27 years old. Let's keep him here till he's 30. Probably the best tight end we've had since Dustin Keller, and I think he blocks better than Dustin Keller. So let's keep him around. I like Tyler Conklin a lot.
I love that answer. He's such a solid, like when you look at the offense, I think that we have two cornerstone stars to build around in Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. But then right next to them, I like to use the word solid for Tyler Conklin. He's just like a solid player. Those 50-50 seam balls, he needs more of those. I don't know why they just did that. Zach Wilson did that a couple times. When Aaron Rodgers is there, hopefully this year, we see a lot more of that, because every single time you threw it up to Tyler Conklin down the seam for a 50-50 ball, he came down with it. And he's a great Jet. I love that answer. That was going to be mine, actually. Boy Green, you're next up in this draft class. There's a lot of people off the board. Is there someone that you coming to your mind?
Michael Daniel.
Yeah. Hey, is he in this group chat? I can't. Where is that bastard?
Oh, no.
I can't see. Hey now.
Can we break bread, Paul? Like, what do we have to do to get you and Nanny in a room and sort it out? Because I
set it
love
up.
it.
What is the shape of the room? Is it an octagon? Is it?
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It's
Let's
very
set it up.
entertaining. It is very entertaining. On
I
Twitter.
enjoy, Matt. You're setting it up. You're the MC. I'm putting that in your hands.
I can't set
We
up.
can make that happen.
I got to fight Connor Hughes during it, so I don't know if I can be the.
We'll set up the fight card as far as I'm concerned, but let's make it happen, baby. I'm in. T Conk's a good answer. I love Tyler. He's awesome, and Buffalo appreciate the hat tip there on Tyler. The weird thing is, though, how did he not score a touchdown? How did a starting tight end on an NFL offense not score a touchdown?
He dropped one, and we had 11 touchdowns all year.
Yeah, that's literally how. I see. Thank you for that clarity. Here's a weird one. Mekhi Becton. He appeared in 16 of 17 games. That's the most he's ever appeared in his entire time. All the pressure was on him. And I'm going to be honest. I went on a cruise in August, and it was in between the Buccaneers-Giants game. And as far as I knew on the Giants game, I'm like, wow, this guy's getting cut or traded or something. He can't even get action in the starting lineup. I pull in on the port on Maine. It's like Mekhi Becton has seized the starting job. I'm like, what in God's great earth? What the hell happened here? So out of nowhere, Mekhi kind of seized it. Obviously, I thought he looked a lot better in the first half of the year than the second half of the year. And it seemed like he was really kind of sagging on what he missed. That Black Friday game was the one game that he ended up missing. So it didn't look great. But I'm going to be honest, I think he's back. I think the Aaron Rodgers weird relationship, whatever you want to call that he had with Becton, I think Becton looks on the open market. There's nothing there. And out of all the one-year prove-it deals, it's like, why not come back with the Jets and fight for competition? I think Green Bean or somebody mentioned that as a possibility. I think ultimately that happens for Mekhi, and he comes back on a cheap one-year deal. But he deserves love. So the theme of the question was like someone who deserves more love. Like he's getting pelted right now with stones and, for his crappy play. But 16 to 17 games for a guy who's never stayed healthy in his life. But the contract year when he was supposed to, he did. Let's see what happens, obviously, over the next couple of months.
Yeah, and he had his best game of the year against the Pats. 83 PFF grade.
Okay, sign me up, baby. Yes, yeah.
I guess we got to run the ball 40 times.
That's right.
That's right.
Fucking semantics, man.
Big ticket. I mean, I don't want nothing more than big ticket to actually be good and be our franchise guy. Like I was really sold on him to be the franchise left tackle after that rookie season. Like, and the fact that he had back-to-back season-ending injuries and then he was finally healthy this year was great. But Becton obviously did not have the season I'm sure he would admit that he would like this season. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's back this year. That's going to be interesting. I mean, Joe Douglas did mention that in the presser when they asked about Bryce Huff. He's like, yeah, I mean, he's not the only one we want. He talked about Ashton and he brought up Mekhi. So I don't know if that tells you or tells us that Joe Douglas is prioritizing bringing back Mekhi because he obviously did not have a good season in his standards, but he did play. So maybe that is trending up. We shall see. Mike, you have the final pick of the draft, man.
Yeah, the final pick. I'm going to use Alan Lazard. One second. Let me go watch his highlight film. Okay, I'm back. No, that's a tough one. But I'm going to use Jermaine Johnson, who I think I would take Jermaine Johnson over Bryce Huff if you have to choose between the two of them.
Wow.
Which the Jets kind of have to do. But I think Jermaine is a complete player. Honestly, when he changes number to 11 and just looks more like Micah Parsons and they line him up standing up, I think just adds something to his game. Just helps. He looks dangerous. Just fucking
That's science. Yeah.
It's science.
With that. Yeah.
More aerodynamic. I don't know what it is, but I think Jermaine Johnson's an absolute monster. He called it before the season. He said he's going to go off. He had a great year. He said again this year he's going to be even better next year. I believe him. I'm excited to see JJ. He's in a great spot too. You have Quinnen inside and all these guys holding up blocks. So look,
I love
the Jets have a real pass rush for the first time in a long time.
I know, man. And not only, I mean, that touchdown he had against Cleveland, should have had
cool.
2. But like that one, bro, oof, that tells you the type of playmaker that he is, and he's a game wrecker. And I feel like that's going to be exciting to see. You saw what he said on Twitter today. He was like, the first year was to me to prove that, I belong. The second year was, to really break out. And then year 3 is where he's going to take over the entire NFL. And I
believe it.
I believe it. I believe it. I mean, I'm a sucker. If you guys saw my draft reaction, I was like, Sauce Gardner, I was excited for. Gary Wilson, excited for. We got Jermaine. I was like losing my mind because, like, I feel we'd all agree. We all wanted Jermaine at 10, and we still got him at 26. Like, that was wild. So I love that answer. Absolutely love that answer. Now, I actually have the final pick. Now, I don't even know who to take because there's so many guys off the board.
There's one obvious one, Richie.
Yeah.
Who, Aaron Rodgers?
Well,
only the draft pick he had.
I was going to say the
Morstead, Zerline,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
going to take Thomas Hennessy.
Simeon.
Oh,
as
there you
one
go.
because
No love for
Morstead
Pittman.
and Zerline are like they get their praise. I
They
think
do.
Morstead and Zerline get their praise, but everyone forgets the guys that's doing the snap. It's perfect every time. You guys see that? I mean, come on now, making some plays. It's on special teams. But a guy that did actually come to my mind that I felt like had a solid season that I wish he played more this year, and I'm hopeful he has more of a role this year. Unfortunately, he's finished off the season injured. Is Jeremy Ruckert? I think his blocking ability and his development as a pass catching tight end is something I do think that the Jets can build around. I think he should be the guy next to Tyler Conklin next year, unless they get Brock Bowers, unless they go be aggressive for another tight end. I'm not too sure, but Jeremy Ruckert is a player that I feel like has a lot of upside for the New York Jets offense because there's not a lot of upside on the offense, and maybe with Aaron Rodgers, it would unlock it even more. But I also just want to give some credit to C.J. Mosley as well, because I think that he's the captain of the defense, and I think that there's a lot of hate that goes his way for his drop interceptions at times, and I feel like he goes a little underappreciated, in my opinion, because without C.J. Mosley, he's not flashy anymore, but like he is that heart and soul of the defense. He's the captain, he's the leader, he holds everybody accountable, he's somebody that just organizes this defense, and I feel like without him, this Jets defense would not be as in sync, and the fact that he has been a Jet for a long time, he's like, in my eyes, like officially a New York Jet, right? Didn't start off right. He tore his groin the first game against Buffalo, sits out for COVID, and we're like, dude, we gave this guy a mega contract, and he's a bum. And now in year 3,
yeah, that's so annoying.
Oh yeah,
and now I think CJ Mosley deserves some credit in my eyes because Quincy Williams obviously surpassed him as like the star linebacker for this team, but CJ Mosley is the captain, and I appreciate everything that he does. And of course, everybody on the defense deserves a star for what they did. But yeah, that's the draft. To recap the draft, I got to see if I remember everyone's picks. Matt said, don't tell me.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Why did I forget who you took, Matt?
Michael Carter.
Michael
come
Carter
on.
the second.
First pick. Yeah.
The first pick, Michael Carter the second. Green Bean, remind us who you said?
I said Zach Wilson, I think.
Ashton Davis, baby.
Oh, yeah,
Ashton
Ashton Davis.
Yeah.
With
Kevin.
Bryce Hall, with the side of Bryce Hall.
Kevin
who
had
did you
Quincy,
get?
right?
I had Quincy.
Quincy?
Yep.
Matt?
I had JFM.
JFM? Jake?
I said Tony Adams.
Tony Adams, St. Louis University High. That's mine and my co-host on my podcast, Jack's favorite player on the Jets, Tony Adams. So thank you for that, Jake. Buffalo, remind us who you picked.
Tyler Conklin. His name didn't come up, but I would throw a bonus one in there of Quentin Jefferson. He's a guy I would like to have back on the defensive side of the ball. I thought he was a very underrated player this year.
Al Woods too. I know he's old and now he got hurt, but he was really good against the run.
Mm-hmm. Great personality too. I love Al. He's awesome.
Boy Green.
Yes, the much beloved Mekhi Becton. Yes.
Oh, yeah. And then Mike, the final pick before me.
I watched 8 seconds of Alan Lazard highlights, and then I also watched 1 second of Randall Cobb highlights before settling on Jermaine.
Yeah, no one said Rodney Rogers is buddies, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
come on.
weird. Yeah.
That's weird. Well, that's the draft, and that's gonna finish up this video, guys. We appreciate all you guys coming on here. Want to do this for an hour, get all the Jets creators on, and just kind of close the book on the 2023 season and look forward for the 2024 season. If you guys can do me a favor. Ryan couldn't. I'm not friends with Ryan. Ryan and I have a fallout. So me and Jets talk 24/7. We have beef. So didn't want to have him. I'm just kidding. He couldn't make it.
We could fight after Paul and Nania.
Yeah, that's right.
After.
Matt Connor. Matt
I
could do
wanted
his
to get
pass
involved in
rush
some
reps
beef,
against
so I thought it
Becton.
would be me versus Ryan, maybe. Nah, I'm just kidding. Ryan's my guy. I love you, Ryan. If you're watching this, it's a joke. But I want to remind everybody in the chat, please Go in the description and subscribe to every single YouTube channel you see on this panel right here because they do a great job covering this team. It's not easy covering the New York Jets. Speaking from experience, just from the up and down of the emotions, this has been a very emotional season for me and a lot of Jets fans. You know, the hype for it to get killed and then a little bit more hype. Maybe there's hope and then up and down. And here we are again, looking forward to a wildcard weekend without the New York Jets. So guys, please make sure you subscribe to everybody. We love all the Jets fans supporting us of what we do here because without you guys supporting and liking and subscribing and super chats and tuning into our live shows and our pre-recorded videos and us on Instagram, Twitter, wherever we are, none of this is possible. So thank you all. We're going to go around the table one last time to kind of give you, tell us what your off-season plans are, anything different that you're going to bring content-wise, anything to let the people know where they can find you in case maybe someone's ever heard of you before. But I'm assuming everybody here, everyone in the chat knows everybody on this panel. If that's not the case, guys, come on, wake up. So, Jake, we'll start off with you, bro.
I'm just excited for the offseason. This is what we do. I mean, it's always eventful. That's the thing. As bad as the Jets have been, people always ask, like, how do you only talk about one team on a YouTube channel? It's like, well, when the Jets are that one team, there's always something. So looking forward to breaking down whatever the heck happens.
Yeah, whatever the heck happened is very, very true. That's how I look at it. Buffalo, how about you, man? What you got planned?
Same stuff, guys. Come on, hang out, talk about the Jets. I'm sure I'll be, collaborating with some of these gentlemen over the off season. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with it through us. And misery loves company, so it's great to commiserate with all you guys. And appreciate it, Richie. Take care.
Appreciate you, man. Boy Green.
Yeah, I got Randy Mueller, the former NFL GM, Jake's good buddy too. He's coming on the show tomorrow to give us a preview of what the GMs are going to do. And apparently Ashton Davis hates the guts of the NYJ brothers over there. He's joining me, so I'll have to ask him about what the hell's going on over there. So
please ask him. Please do.
Ashton and several other players are going to be coming on over the next 2 weeks, so it'll be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's great. How about you, Mike? What's the Broadway Jets podcast got cooked up this all?
Yeah, Matt and I are a tandem. We're not actually brothers, which is people think, but no, not brothers.
Hey, really?
Weird.
Wow.
We are not related.
Yeah. Grew up 5 minutes.
That kind of kills
down
it
the road.
for me. That's a major turnoff. Gonna be honest.
Over. You're into siblings.
We were captains of the middle school baseball team, and like when we were 10, became best friends and lived 5 minutes away from each other. Now we live an hour and a half, and we FaceTime probably once a day. Like we are brothers. So Broadway Jets YouTube. We're way more fun on Twitter, probably. We're trying to grow the YouTube a little bit more, and we'll have all the boys on at some point too in the off season. But Mike, anything I missed, go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna get some more guests. We're focusing on upping our production. Matt and I are not the most technical of people, so we finally figured out how to use StreamYard this year. That's nice.
It took 3 years to figure
Welcome
that out.
to the family. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Richie, thanks for doing this. This was awesome. Nice to see all the boys. We will collaborate, talk some Jets. Talk some
Absolutely,
shit.
man. I'm excited to watch the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. Guys, you guys know Matt and Mike on Twitter, but help them out on YouTube, please. I tune into their shows. You guys should tune into. They bring a unique flavor to the Jets content world. So go subscribe to them, Broadway Jets, please. Green Bean, how about you, bro? What you got? Talking Jets, the Green Bean. I mean, you got so much mock drafts. I'm excited for yours.
I want to make a big announcement, though. We were saving it for this. I'll be moving into Jake's house in about 3 weeks. So we're gonna start doing some live streaming together from there.
Wow,
Can't wait.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So that's it. That's the big
Congrats.
one. Moving in with Jake.
Love it.
I just learned of this. I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this to tell you too. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. That's neat.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm jealous.
You can come.
Is there
Jake
any other
said it's
rooms
fine.
in the Asman house? What's going on over there?
Jake said it's okay. You guys can come.
Cool.
Yeah, Michael Nadia's moving in, Paul. I mean,
Oh, great. Can we be roommates? Bunk bed?
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, you should pull up. We got an extra mic. We can have a whole setup here. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
when I come up, that's the first stop, dude.
Pull up. I will love it. If anyone's in Long Island area, by the way, I have this studio for until March 1st. So, like, I want to get you guys in here before I get out of here. So I'll love to get you guys in here.
If
you rent a
anybody's
spot
coming to rural Virginia,
I did.
if anybody's coming to the farmlands, you're welcome here too.
Oh, great.
I rented the spot through February with the idea of like, okay, Super Bowl. So through February, in case, we
nice.
won the Super Bowl.
That's
in
good.
August.
Good foresight.
But, now I have to stay here for February for no reason. Kevin, how about you, man?
Tyson and I will be live every Monday, Tuesday. We do shows, every single week, year round. This is going on our 10th season. We keep telling ourselves every year, we're finally going to have some playoffs to talk about. Still waiting for it. So favorite time of year, like you guys said, off-season champ. So hopefully it's a fun time. Looking forward to training camp, getting out there with you guys, collabing on stuff. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. And people in the chat are asking, where's Ryan and where's Jet Central? Ryan couldn't make it. Jet Central was here for the first half of the show. He had to get out of here. That's why.
Isn't Ryan on hold, Richie?
Ryan's on hold. Oh. Wait,
Is he here?
Wait.
Bring him on and start over. Hey, look.
Wait, what? Wait, He's
been here.
What the fuck is? You guys didn't invite me to this fucking thing. What the hell's going? How come you didn't invite me to this fucking thing?
Wait,
I thought it was one of you guys, and all of a sudden, like I come on the YouTubes and I see all this green. It looks like Shrek took a shit. I mean, what the hell? And you got how the hell do you got Boy Green here? I mean, isn't Boy Green shouldn't that guy be in jail? I mean, did you see what that guy did with Narnia? I mean,
what?
This is brutal.
Oh gosh.
Be in jail. That's great.
What the heck was that? I did not expect that. All of a sudden, Jake's like, "There's someone backstage." And
that
I
was
checked,
awesome.
And there's someone backstage.
Nice job, Jake. That was good.
Did you send Gator the link, Jake? I'm so confused.
I can't comment publicly on what transpired.
Of course, and the legalities.
That completely caught me off guard. I did not expect that, or that
was good.
Oh, that was great. All right, well, that was Ryan. Jets Talk 24/7. Matt, the last one to speak, man. Talk to us.
I'm excited to do some Jets off-season talk. That's what we do best, as we said. Also, I got to keep coming up with some baseball reference guys for NYJ Mike.
Talk to me, baby.
I don't know if he's still doing it on the YouTubes, but it's been my goal to
We're going to get back into it. We got some good baseball tricks over here.
Yeah, that's some weird stuff over there. I don't know how you remember that.
I'll send you some links, boys, if you're confused.
Hey. Well, guys, that's going to wrap this all up. Cannot thank all of you on the panel for joining, and more importantly, everybody in the comments to support us here on YouTube. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to hit the like button, and more importantly, again, I said it so many times because it would mean a lot to me if you guys subscribe to each and every one of their YouTube channels. The off season is here. Here we go again. We'll see you guys next time. Let's go, Jets. Peace out, everybody.